Hi guys, it is still Memorial Day. This is part two of my video. Hopefully it won't be as long as the last part as where I gushed over Aragorn, aka Viggo Mortensen, one of my favorite people of all time, who is a sweetheart. This is more about other movies in general that I have been watching, and I will try to not give up any spoilers. Um, so what I have been watching recently, and I am gonna have to pull up some of them. First of all, Captain Fantastic, which is one of the movies that I had watched, which Viggo Mortensen is in, and Hidalgo, also with Viggo Mortensen, were two of the movies that I had watched. Hidalgo I'd seen before, but I wanted to watch it again because I love Viggo. But the other one, which was a new one that I wanted to see, was called Collateral Beauty. And I actually really enjoyed that one. It has Will Smith in there, Keira Knightley, Helen Mirren, really good cast on that one. It's about a guy aka Will Smith, and he actually lost his child. She died, and that's not a spoiler because you know that from the beginning. And they want it. He's kind of just in a complete depression and everything, and the company is going under, and they need a way to make him kind of get back to reality so that they can get this company going and again and selling and everything. And the only way that they can do it, he writes letters to death, love, and time because he feels that death, love, and time are what took away his child. And so Helen Mirren, Keira Knightley, and I don't know what the other person's name is, they play the roles of death, love, and time. And they kind of guide him through what his experiences are. And it's very interesting because it doesn't just have to do with his experiences and his role, but also how it has to do with, it interweaves all of the characters. Kate Winslet's also in it, has her world, her ways in it, how she's intertwined into that, and it really is just like a big interwoven story. And not to give too much away, but I just really liked the intricacy of it and how much it just was how much like it proved that, like, yes, difficult and things may happen in our lives, but that doesn't mean that they always have to be terrible. Like, we can get through them, we can deal with them as long as we have people who we love, and we make sure that we stay true to them, and we make sure that we remember that to take advantage of the time we have, and remember that life is precious. So yeah, it was really good. I really liked it. The other one was actually a TV show, and it's called, I think it was off a book. It has 2 seasons. It's called Zach and Mia, and it's a little bit of a teenage drama sort of thing. If you are a fan of the movie, what's it called? 5 feet apart? Yeah, 5 feet apart. If you've seen that, if you're a fan of that, you probably would like this. Because for the first season, they're stuck in a hospital. The boy's stuck in isolation for basically most part of it. Because he's got some crazy form of cancer and stuff, and the girl has like bone cancer in her leg and everything. and they're stuck in rooms next to each other, and they get on each other's nerves basically. And yeah, it's funny in the ways that they get on each other's nerves and things like that, and it kind of how they connect and everything through social media and things like that and everything. It's fun. It's kind of just a go to if you wanted to just do like a comedy sort of thing. And I mean, in one season there's only 6 episodes, so it's not very long. Season 2 was a little bit more like, wasn't my favorite, but I don't want to spoil too much, so you know what? I'm only gonna let you know about that. But there were some times where I was like tearing up. I was like, this is very, very emotional, because there were some like very emotional portions to the show. It definitely made you like think about your life and think about how you can be so lucky to be where you're at, and how lucky you are to have what you have in your life, and the people and things like that. Like, because there are so many people who are out there who are going through things that are much more difficult, like chemotherapy and being stuck in isolation for this. The character who is the boy character was stuck in isolation for 100 days, and people having to deal with just trying to survive and things like that. So yeah, there were some tearjerkers in there, and I there were some times when I was crying. So yeah, um, maybe look it up if you want to. Then I watched The Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first movie of the Lord of the Rings series, and Captain Fantastic, which was the Viggo Mortensen movie. And I know I'm forgetting one. What else did I watch? Oh, somebody out there, you're gonna love this movie. One of my favorite viewers. You're gonna love it, but you're probably not gonna get around to it for a long time. It's called Moxie. Look it up. Super amazing. It's like written and has Amy Poehler in it. So super amazing. Like completely like all feminist and everything. That's amazing. It's so fucking great. Like, so it's gonna. I'll start it off on how it starts off. So there's a girl, and she's like, she tries to keep to herself, and she's in high school, and she tries to keep to herself with just her friend and whatever. She's going into school, and I think she's in like 11th grade or something, and she's just like, yeah, we're keeping to ourselves. Me and my best friend are keeping to ourselves. But they know that, like, oh, there's a list that comes out, most popular, most likely to do this, most likely to be like the prettiest and stuff like that, and all these like typical stereotypes that you see in schools, and how terrible that is and how awful that is, and how demeaning that is. And then this character comes in, and she's a new girl in school, and this jock playboy starts like messing with her and pushing her around, and she's like, I'm not taking this. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna take this. And the girl's just the character who's like an introvert, basically, she's just like, just let him be, he'll be fine, he'll leave you alone after a while. And she's like, the other woman's like, no, I'm not gonna take it. I don't want to take it. Why should I have to take it? That's not my problem. That's his problem. And so it kind of starts a revolution from the introvert girl, and I'm so pissed off that I can't remember her name. It starts a revolution from her perspective, but she starts it anonymously by like creating like pamphlets, like called, and she calls herself Moxie, and it's like pamphlets and like, this person's terrible and blah blah blah, and it's like, if you believe in you know, email rights and all this stuff, draw stars on your hands and stuff on this day or whatever and stuff. And then one day in class, this girl, she gets called out by a teacher because she's wearing a tank top with skinny straps, and she has to leave school. Well, Moxie, she decides to write, well, why don't we all the girls wear tank tops on this one day and see what happens? And so all the girls start wearing tank tops on that one day, because it's just like Moxie starts doing this because they're like, this is bullshit. The guys just go around shirtless or they're wearing tank tops all the time. How is this fair? How is this right? And it just like goes crazy. Like, there's like an Instagram page, they've got all this shit going on and stuff. And it's like, it's amazing to me and how it goes. But then it also gets really impressive, like, because it doesn't just go into that, it goes into like diversity issues and stuff, because the girl who's writing Moxie, she's like very much just like a white girl, like completely a white girl. So she doesn't understand issues of diversity. Like, her friend is Chinese, and so her mom is very much you need to be very, like, you need to get into the best schools and you need to make sure that you keep a very good structured orientation and stuff. I mean, sometimes those are just ethnic, cultural, like, values and stuff. And so for her to not keep up with that is just completely against that. And then her friend gets in trouble. And so it's completely thing. And her friend gets called out on it. And then her friend calls her out on it, saying, you don't understand what it's like because you are white. She's like, you're white. You don't understand. And then, like, some other people in the group are African American, and they're like, don't touch our hair. We don't like it when you touch our hair. And it just like brings like diversity back around, and then also like women's issues and all this stuff into perspective. And it's just like all these things that you just wouldn't want to, like, that like people should be thinking about but aren't thinking about. So it was really great, and I would suggest it to anybody to watch. And it is on Netflix, I think, and it's called Moxie, Moxie. Yes. So yeah, I enjoyed it very much, as you can tell. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. And that's part 2 of this. I'm glad. I think it's no not very much shorter than the other one. Sorry about that, but I went on a rant about that Moxie. But yeah, enjoyed it very much. So thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye.